Hi, today we're going to talk about two unknowns. So, word problems that have two things that we need to find out as opposed to just one. So, we're going to go through these. I'm going to read the problems, but then kind of write cliff notes, per se, for the problem. So, let's go through some examples. So, the first one says 5 times a number is the same as 30 more than 8 times the number. Find the number. So let me write that. 5 times a number is the same as 30 more than 8 times the number. Okay. So again, translating word problems, you got to take it piece by piece. So here it says 5 times a number. So when it says a number, we're going to give it some sort of letter like X. So 5 times a number, 5 times X would be 5X. Then we have the word is, so that means equals, or is the same as, both of those. 30 more than. So more than usually means plus. And then 8 times the number. 8 times X. And now it's just a matter we see of solving. We just see that it's an equation like we've dealt with before. So first we're going to subtract 8x from both sides. 5x minus 8x is negative 3x equals 30. 8x minus 8x is 0. And next step is to divide both sides by negative 3. So that way we have x on this side. On the right side, 30 divided by negative 3 is negative 10. And there's our answer. Let's look at the next example. The next example says, one number is 8 times another number. So I'm going to abbreviate, number is 8 times another number. The numbers are both positive and have a difference of 70. Have a difference of 70. All right, so one number, again, we give it a name, whatever letter you want. So I'm going to say N. Is 8 times more than another number. So we have two numbers. We have N and then we have 8N. And what we know about them is that they have a difference of 70. So if I take 8N, second number minus the first number, it has a difference of 70. So now let's go ahead and solve this. First, we want to combine like terms. So 8n minus 1n, remember there's a 1 there, is 7n. And then to get n by itself, we need to divide both sides by 7. And so n is 10. So the first number is 10. So 8n, the second number, is 80. And if we look at that, 80 minus 10 is 70. It's a way to check our answer. Next example, one side of a rectangle is 3 inches shorter than the other side. Then the perimeter is 54 inches. What are the dimensions of the rectangle? So in this case, when reading that, we know that we can draw a picture. We have a rectangle, and it says one side of the rectangle is 3 inches shorter than the other side. And then it says the perimeter is 54 inches. So again, it would be easy to figure this out when it says 3 inches shorter than the other side if we knew what the other side was. But we don't, so that's what we give a name. So that's going to be x. And then how do we write 3 inches shorter than the other side? 3 inches shorter than the other side would mean a minus. And then we have to know what perimeter means. So perimeter means around the outside, and if we know anything about a rectangle, we know that the opposite side is going to be the same. So this length is x and this length is x minus 3. And so perimeter means I'm going to add up all the outside and set it equal to 54 in this case. So we have x plus x minus 3 plus x minus 3 equals 54. Now we want to combine like terms. So all the x's, 1, 2, 3, there's 4 x's. And then we have minus 3 gives us minus 6 equals 54. Next we want to add 6 to both sides. And so we have 4x, that's going to be 0. 54 plus 6 is 60. And then to get rid of the 4 an x, we want to divide both sides by the 4. And so both sides. And so on the left side we'll get x. We'll have 60 divided by 4. And 60 divided by 4 is 15. So again, this didn't say find 1. Remember, it says 2 unknowns. So it says find the dimensions of the rectangle. So what that means is we need to figure out what the dimensions are. So we found that x is 15. That means that the side that we labeled x is 15 inches, which means that the other side is that minus 3. So 15 minus 3 would mean that this side is 12 inches. That's it. Last example. A board 60 inches long is cut into 2 parts so that the longer piece is 5 times the shorter. Okay, so we have a board. Again, we can think of it kind of a rectangle. And we know that it is 60 inches long. And then it tells us that it's cut into 2 pieces. So we're going to cut that board into 2 pieces such that the longer piece is 5 times the shorter. So again, let me write that out. The longer piece is 5 times the shorter. So again, we don't know what the shorter is, and so that's what we give a name. So our shorter piece here is going to be x inches long. And so the other side is 5 times the shorter, so 5x. Now, how do we solve this? Well, we know that the whole thing is 60 inches. So 5x plus x equals 60. Now we just solve. So 5x plus x is 6x. And then to solve for x, we want to divide both sides by 6. So x equals 10. Now where's the 10? Well, that was the shorter side. And it said we need to figure out the lengths of the 2 pieces. So that means that the longer side is 5 times that. So the longer side is 50 inches. So that's it as you work through this lesson. If you have any questions, make sure to ask your teacher. teacher. Have a great day.